So then, like, what is, like, the actual purpose of being in a girlfriend-boyfriend, like, dating relationship?
Oh, dude, that's a great question, man. What's the purpose of that?
I think like friends with benefits, more like a nighttime type thing. Like, I like the daytime stuff too, you know, like.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. And I think one of the reasons behind situationships is because of these phones and the ability to move and to have these conversations with so many people at the same time. What I know about STDs and you all and your behavior.
When there was a breakup or a difference in agreement, did it ever get messy? Because
it's kind of a comment / a question, but like I think the difference between like situationship versus relationship versus friends and benefits versus like figuring it out. I think like you guys all kind of said like a relationship has that like clarity of okay, like both sides are like, oh, we're in a relationship, like we are a couple, versus like mutual benefits, like it's just for the sex. But I think friends with benefits, there is still that clarity, like there on both sides there should be an understanding, oh, this is just for sex, versus I think a situationship versus like figuring it out. Like figuring it out is like there's some kind of like a direction. Versus for me, and like this is a little bit of a negative. I think I would agree that a situationship there's no commitment.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like directionless, more like floundering. So like you have these questions. Oh, are we dating? Are we not dating? Do they like me? Do they not like me? But there's like no intention on either part to like make a decision, and you're kind of just sitting in that state of like indecisiveness, and like there's no move from either party to like make a decision. I don't know what you guys think about that. Do you think that's like an accurate description of a situationship, or like not really? But I do feel that the key characteristic is that like lack of direction and that staying in that state and no intention.
It sounds like what you're saying is there's this, it's really, wait, hang on one second. Keep the microphone for a second. It sounds like there's just lots and lots of fluidity back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And
yes.
We stated like friends with benefits is all the benefits but no commitment. So you have like nothing to give on your side. And then being in a situationship is half commitment and half benefits, or half whatever is good. So then like what is like the actual purpose of being in a girlfriend-boyfriend, like, dating relationship?
Oh, dude, that's a great question, man. What's the purpose of that? Bro, you're in one. What's the purpose of it? Why would you move to the relationship stage?
I think like for different people, there's like different reasonings. For some people, maybe that friends with benefits might be like the best possible scenario. But I think for myself, that's not the case. I feel like the connection that you have with someone that maybe you're friends with benefits with is definitely not as deep as someone you're in a relationship with. And I think the commitment aspect definitely like builds to how like close you guys are and like how deep the connection is. I think for me personally, I wouldn't want to be in a friends with benefits with anyone, because like a relationship is like you get all that and it's so much better too.
What makes it better?
You just get to like, like spend all your time with one person, and just like, I think like friends with benefits, more like a nighttime type thing. Like, I like the daytime stuff too, like.
Yeah, I got you. So, right, so you get, if you're in a relationship, you get to test out it's a level of maturity, right? You're exploring taking an inner journey in a different kind of way.
Yeah, I think like, it depends on the type of person you are, but like, if you're like a lover boy type person, like you can't be friends with benefits with someone, because like, you're just gonna like get feelings and stuff, and then it's gonna be all weird. Yeah. But like if you're in a relationship, like it's like, yo, you're allowed to have feelings. Like you're like encouraged. Like that's the whole point, right? It's like nice, yeah.
So the way you're talking is the way I would say it. Like when I was your age, that's the way I would have said it. You know, like the relationship. It's much more multidimensional, and there's so much more you can get from it. But there's more of a commitment. So like you're gonna have to, you're in it. But you know, you have these phones. And like the phones make it really easy to be connected to lots of different people, right? So you're trying out relationships with lots of people. You're in one, and then suddenly the next one comes in, and you're like, damn. Do you think dating culture facilitates having situationships?
Like one requires the other?
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to have situationships. Like because, you know, you're constantly meeting people, so it's going to get complex.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like one technically doesn't require the other. Like you can go from strangers to like dating or like friends to dating.
Yeah.
You don't need to go through a situationship because I feel like that's just. I just feel like that, like a situationship isn't like a requirement for anything. It just happens.
It just happens.
Yeah.
It's just when things get complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. And I think one of the reasons behind situationships is because of these phones. And the ability to move and to have these conversations with so many people at the same time. How do STDs impact your dating practices? Yeah, all right. How about STDs? How is that? Do you guys talk about STDs? Is that like out there even these days? Is that a conversation? Anyone want to take that? Do they not impact it? Do you not think about it? Because what I know, what I will tell you, what I know about STDs and you all and your behavior is you're not thinking about it. You went through a number of years when you were thinking about it, but you're this generation right now, you're not even thinking about it. You're not even talking about it. Which to me, in my generation, is like, whoa, man.
I feel like here at Penn State, a lot of the relationships, at least freshman year from my experience, like when I was a freshman, were based off of proximity. And so many of those relationships didn't end up going into full relationships, and they started as situationships because people were used to the proximity of having something super convenient for them. Like per se, people who are on their floor or in their building are super close. Mm-hmm. And so they started what you would call a situationship with them. And, you know, there's like some aspects of a relationship with it, but it's not a fully fledged relationship because there isn't a full connection, and it's just based on like convenience, like attractiveness, like a few other qualities and stuff. And I feel like that's why there's a lot of situationships in our culture nowadays, because all of these relationships are based on like convenience and like maybe proximity, like, and that's why we see like an abundance of situationships.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, man. Yeah, so it's like you come to a place like Penn State from somewhere else, and you need to feel this connection with somebody else. So it's like, all right, so you start these friendships that quickly turn into something a little bit more complex. Mm-hmm.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please do.
I feel like, number one rule was like, for me, for my friends, was do not date first semester of college. Because when you go into a new place and you're making new friends and going through new things, you want something to kind of secure yourself. And oftentimes people seek that in the form of a relationship. And so oftentimes you kind of lose yourself in another person, and it ends up not going as well as you think it would.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, man.
So to those over there who are in a relationship, I come from a religious background, so I wanted to ask those who are in a relationship, when there was a breakup or a difference in agreement, did it ever get messy? Because from my experience talking to people around Penn State, very rarely is it very neutral when there's a breakup. Somebody always loved someone more than the other. And has that caused any issues, you know, if you were the victim or the one initiating the breakup?
Yeah, how often is it mutual versus not? Anyone want to weigh in on that? You feel like from what you've observed, it seems like it's often imbalanced. Yeah. That would seem to be the case with situationships. The idea is that they're really fluid, and so therefore there's not going to be imbalance because the fluidity is you're just moving back and forth. But the fact is, this doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah. Anyone have any thought on that?
I feel like it's pretty important to have a balance. That's not always like 50-50 if the situation doesn't make it like 50-50. Like, for example, like, I don't know. I got a friend that's in a relationship with a girl in med school, and he's graduated, and he's, like, making money. So, like, he got more money there, so they're not going to go, like, 50-50 on everything. In general, like, it's important to have balance because otherwise, like, one person's going to be like, yo, I did that, but you're not doing it back. So, like, that I feel like that could lead to a lot of problems.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, religion, like, I'm Hindu and my girlfriend's Muslim, so it's pretty different, like, a lot. But I think, like, we believe in, like, multiple gods, kind of, like.
Dude, you got like 5 million of them.
Yeah, but it's all like one entity. You know what I'm saying? It's like different forms. Yeah. But it's obviously like way different than Abrahamic faiths, and I think like because we both like respect that, both respect each other's religions. It's not a huge problem.
Yeah, I got you.
It's more like the family. Our families would have a problem with that, not us. Also, I'm like American, so it's different there too.
Yeah.
What makes like a situationship maybe convenient is people don't have to confront like the emotional vulnerability, you know, and people get to avoid that. And they just get to avoid the heaviness that may come with like an actual relationship. So that's it.
So for you, like it's really in the end about vulnerability.
Yeah, right. And they'd rather avoid that, not, you know, to keep it in this space.
And I'm wondering if that's not a thing an obstacle to intellectual and emotional growth.
Also, another thing I kind of noticed was the whole notion of situationship starts to disappear from mid-20s.
Yeah.
It's like people, I don't know, it seems like a very like younger phenomenon because a lot of my peers are hitting, you know, mid-30s. And the such notion is just almost non-existent, or at least not as prevalent. So I think age also has to do is a big factor as well.
It changes really fast.